Hello everyone, and today we're going to be talking about Thunder Dragons. Now, Thunder Dragons is a really cool deck type. You've seen it several times on the channel, you've seen several different variants of it. This is one of my favorites. I would say the more pure variant where we're playing strictly the Thunder Dragons and a few supporting cards. The ultimate idea of a deck like this is utilizing some of your big boss monsters like Colossus, which is beyond easy to summon, as well as key components such as a Buster Log, such as your Synchro Summons in the Baron de Fleur and such. The deck has a lot of versatility and it has a lot of explosive power. It can play through interruptions quite a lot as well. It's not too susceptible to many floodgates because it can basically play off the field, if that makes sense. It plays in the hand, plays in the banish pile, plays in the graveyard. So it can also dodge a lot of effects like that. So there's quite a lot of versatility here when it comes to this deck, and honestly, people, it's just Scoop City when you're playing this. When you go into ranked, I was going to be doing like a big diamond climb, because I usually leave climbing to diamond till like the end of the season. But this deck, people just scooped left, right, and center until we eventually made diamond. It wasn't even worth recording. So I wanted to, because we couldn't get any really good replays, I just wanted to take it live into some games so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Is this the exact deck list we were playing? We're messing around with a couple of interesting cards. We wanted to play a level 6 Synchro because on occasion it came up where we would like to be able to use one. On occasion it came up where we would like to be able to use a rank 6 Exceed like Photon Strike Bouncer. A rank 5 would be good as well, but I didn't find any good ones to use. But yeah, basically we're just messing around with these. I doubt they're going to see play, and you can cut them for Nightmare, Cerberus, and Phoenix respectively. But yes, that's the deck list. Full breakdown of all the cards, card for card, will be at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that and watch the gameplay for the sort of combos and breakdowns, because it is a relatively straightforward deck. I would recommend this to lots of people, especially new players, because it is really not that difficult. It really isn't. Maybe that's biased, maybe it's because I've been playing it for quite a long time, but that's biased of me. But most of the mechanics of this deck are relatively straightforward. It's really just a resource loop between your 3 main Thunder Dragons and summoning out your bosses off of them. It's that simple. But yes, that's the deck list. If you like what you're seeing and you want to see anything more like this, please subscribe. Why not? We're getting so close to our goal for 1,000. We're up over 900 now, which is amazing. So again, thank you so much to anyone who has been showing their support up until now, and I hope everyone continues to do so. And if you haven't subscribed and you have been watching, why not? You know, me and might as well. But having said that, let's get into game number 1. Alrighty, so we're getting into game 1 here. We lose the coin toss because of course we do. We're currently at Diamond 5. We're going to be trying to, I say trying to climb to Diamond 1. It's not something I'm too fussed about. Really, the climb to Diamond 1, we did it so many times that it sort of lost its attractiveness. This is not a terrible hand. This is definitely playable. It's hands like this that make me wish I was playing Linkuriboh, just so I could put the Matrix into the graveyard easier. That may be something worth adding in, to be honest. I might add in Linkuriboh instead of perhaps the Bouncer, but we'll see. Ooh, Runics, interesting. Runic tip here, adding a Runic card to his hand. He's going to banish the top card of our deck, so we've got an interesting matchup. I'm not going to say that Thunder Dragons counter Runic, but things like this can happen on occasion where they're going to banish your Thunder Dragons from your deck and you're going to reap a massive advantage from it. So we now get the opportunity to search our deck for a Thunder Dragon related card. Considering we've already got the Hawk, I'm just going to grab Thunder Dragon Fusion. And this is another really good card that helps you fight against Runic, because you can shuffle your Thunder Dragons back into your deck to slow down the deck out process. So quite a lot of good stuff going on there. He's going to go Runic Destruction, target a spell or trap your opponent controls, or just special summon a Runic to the extra monster zone. Okay, so I guess he's going to be summoning out one of his Runic monsters. He's already got his field spell, so I imagine he's going to summon out the one with the 2000 defense, maybe? I don't know Runics very well. I refuse to play this deck. I know the matchup pretty well. Was summoning you worth it? Yeah, because you can only search for the field spell. Okay. Let's see here. So he's going to use the field spell now. What's he going to do? Add back his cards here. Okay. Yeah, Fountain's fine. He can't really use this. Discard a card, add a Runic field spell. Did he just choose not to search for another field spell? Oh, he must already have 3 copies of it in his hand. What? Hang on. Wait. Is that a soft once per turn? There's no way, surely. Target a face-up monster on the field. Okay, so that protects his monster and then it banishes a bunch of cards. Oh, he banished our Roar. He banished our Roar. So, I mean, Roar gets its effect as well. Our opponent here has not... Yeah, this is not going our opponent's way here at all. They are banishing some of our cards. We haven't lost anything too important. And like I said, we're getting an advantage out of these cards that he is grabbing. We're going to summon the regular Thunder Dragon because at the end of the turn, the card you summon off of Roar is returned to your hand. And if we end up going into Titan, which is definitely something I want to do, I want to have the Thunder Dragon in hand basically to pop the field spell. This is going to give us 2 additional pops off of our Titan. So we definitely want to be doing that. Target an effect monster your opponent controls, negate it. Okay. What's he banishing? Oh, we banished one of our Thunder Dragons. Interesting. That's fine, honestly. Thunder Dragon Roar, we're going to use it to bounce our Thunder Dragon back to hand. That is fine. Going to draw into Ash Blossom. Okay, so we've got a pretty sizable hand here. We're in a decent position. Okay, so first of all, we're going to Hawk. Hawk this card to grab one of our banished Thunder Dragons and summon it out to the field. What we're going to do is summon our Roar, I believe. Probably. Let's see here. Dark also gives a decent amount of advantage, so we'll go Dark, why not? Okay, so we've got a few things in hand we can use. We can activate the Thunder Dragon, shuffle 3 back. Yeah, we'll do that. We're going to activate Thunder Dragon here, discard to grab another Thunder Dragon from deck. That's fine, so we grab this guy, that's perfect. We probably should have impermed this, but to be honest, with the amount of pops we get off of Titan, it really doesn't matter. So we're going to now activate our Thunder Dragon Fusion. Even if he attempts to negate our Thunder Dragon using one of his quick play spells, we have the ability to quick play, pop a card off of our Matrix. So we're definitely going to destroy something at the very least. And we're going to shuffle back 3 of our Thunder Dragons, trying to get back as many of our banished ones as possible, just so we can continue to recycle them. And we've got more materials engraved to protect our Thunder Dragons. So out comes Titan. Out it comes. Okay. Then we're going to activate our Thunder Dragon in hand. Our opponent has the ability to chain to this. They choose not to, like an idiot. We're going to go Thunder Dragon Titan then to pop a card. What are you going to do about it? Now, he's probably going to try activating the quick play spell. If he has one to negate us, he's probably going to try activating that, which would be a good play. But we still get... See, with this monster here... if another card would be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card you control instead. That's fine. So what do? We attempt to destroy Fountain, because if we try to destroy this, I believe it gets protected because he used that other spell on it. So we're going to destroy the field spell, and that's going to trigger Huggin to protect it by banishing itself. That's fine. This is only one of our pops, so you know we're loving it. We're going to activate the Thunder Dragon here for a second one. Okay, let's go. Then we've got the... I don't know if this person knows how Thunder Dragon Titan works. You can interrupt it very easily. Wait, hang on. Special summon a runic monster from your extra monster zone. You know what? I'm gonna pass on that. I'm gonna go Matrix to boost up our Titan. Are you gonna try and do something? Yeah, and that's gonna trigger our Titan. So we're gonna get to pop the field spell before his monster even comes out, and then when his monster comes out, we get the non-targeting pop again, so we end up destroying his... Oh, there it is. Man, that's unfortunate. Okay, so our opponent had the out. He had the out. Okay, whatever. Oh, we banished the Buster Lock. That's not great for us. Most of these cards are just whatever, you know? Most of them don't really matter. He's going to summon out Huggin yet again. We get negated, that's fine. We still have the quick play pop for the following turn, so we're not in a terrible position. And now we have a whole bunch of Thunder Dragon cards in our graveyard to protect us from destruction. He's going to get to draw 3 here, that's pretty nuts. And he protects it by using the Huggin. Gonna grab another copy of the field spell. Do we care about that? Realistically, because I don't know if we have a way. What else are we gonna use this Ash Blossom on, you know? Yeah, we'll do that. Our opponent they still only have 1 copy of the field spell here, so they still have 1 in deck. That's fine. If we can get rid of this one, we're going to be in luck. And we do have the ability to get rid of it using our Thunder Dragon Matrix during our opponent's turn. That's fine. It's gonna draw 3. That's grand. Then we're going to tribute our Dark to go into Colossus. Summoning Colossus would have stopped him from using this, so that's probably a misplay from us. We probably misplayed there a little bit. What can we do? Are we just going to go Duel and beat this man's ass? Is that the plan? That might just be the plan, to be honest. Why not? Yeah, why not? Let's go Duel and beat this guy's ass. So we're going to go banish a light, we'll banish the Thunder Dragon, and we're going to banish a dark, banish the Thunder Dragon dark, bring out the Duel. That's fine. I believe you get an effect whenever you destroy something by battle. Banish a card from the graveyard, add a Thunder Monster from deck to hand. Yeah, so we want to do that to add a Thunder Dragon dark to hand. Even though Thunder Dragon dark's effect in hand isn't all that great, it does mean that we can just use it as an additional pop for our Thunder Dragon Titan during our opponent's turn, which is going to stop him from protecting his Runic Fountain nearly as much as he otherwise would have. He is still going to be able to protect it, but he's going to have to use 2 of his quick plays instead of just 1 to stop it from happening, basically. Okay, deck to hand, we're going to grab our Dark. That's fine. Huggin goes back to the extra, that's grand, and we're just going to beat this man's ass here. 37-26. Nearly had game. Fortunately, just couldn't get it across the line. We're going to set 2. And then we have 2 pops during our opponent's turn. And then our Duel is also going to recycle some of our banished cards. So we can target a banished card and then place it either on top or the bottom of the deck. Probably want to grab a lure, right? Interesting. Each time a quick play spell is activated, banish the top card of your opponent's deck. Okay. Okay. I think we wait till he activates one of his quick play spells. Oh, Desires, that's rough. Desires is very rough. Do we go for it now? I think we have to go for it now, because if we don't, and he draws into 2 quick play spells, like, that's bad. Like, right now, this is only a bad play if he has 2 quick play spells in hand. Okay, so we get to activate our Titan. Titan's gonna pop a field spell. Okay, if you got something, what's he gonna do? Summon out one of his Runic Monsters, I guess. Yep, okay, so he's gonna try and summon out a Runic Monster. That's where our Matrix comes in. We knew he was gonna do that, and we're gonna boost up our Colossus, just to make it that little bit harder to destroy. Not that he's really going to be destroying anything by battle. That is grand. He can't use his Huggin to search for his field spell again, so once this is popped, he'll have to hard draw it. So then the Runic Smithing is going to summon out Huggin, I would imagine. Potentially. It's the only thing I can really think of that's worth summoning. He can attempt to search for his field spell, but it's not going to work because our Colossus is stopping him. And then we get an additional pop off of our Titan here going into Chain Link 3. So we're going to also pop the Runic Allure just to prevent him from milling us out quite as quickly. He's going to banish his Huggin actually to protect it. Okay. That's A-okay with us. This is a rather pointless card. That's fine. He's going to banish the top card of our deck. That's A-okay with me. We still have 19 cards in deck, so we don't have like a lot of cards. We are still a little bit in danger, but without his field spell, he's got 2 copies of it there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? He couldn't search for the field spell. We had too much pressure. We could pop it basically too easily. Thunder Dragons does have a very, very positive matchup against Runic, which is one of the big reasons I play it, because I despise Runic. I think it's so toxic. A deck whose strategy is entirely based around decking out your opponent. That's not for me, Chief. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's kind of cringe. But that is game number 1. Very straightforward. Let's get into game number 2. Alright, let's test out our second game here. Oh, we actually win our coin toss. So we're going to be going first this time. So the deck does have two very distinct sort of methods of play that is entirely dependent on whether or not you go first or second. If you're going first, you're really trying to set up your Colossus and everything like... Oh my god, that's disgusting. This hand is nuts. You'll love to see it. I really actually should put that level 4 Magic Key Fusion in here, shouldn't I? Just on the off chance. Man, we'll have to worry about that one later. Either way, what we're going to do is go Thunder Dragon first. Purely just to see if our opponent has Ash. Oh, he's got the Labyrinth sleeve? Oh. I kind of like the Labyrinth deck. I haven't fully built it myself, but I am sort of working on it. But I really like those sleeves. I really like the deck in general. If that is what he's playing, this is going to be a little bit difficult. We're going to go Allure of Darkness, draw 2, banish 1. Drawing into the Hawk is pretty interesting. That means we have the option now to search our deck for Thunder Dragon Fusion. Yeah, I think Fusion's going to be the play. With Matrix in hand, that turns our Titan, into an interruption. Or we could just sort of go a little bit balls deep. So what we're going to do is Thunder Dragon Hawk. We're hawking it up. We're going to hawk out the Thunder Dragon Dark. That's fine. Then we're going to Instant Fusion. We can go a little bit nuts. That's fine. We can do it. It's okay. We're going to go Instant Fusion here. Pay 1,000 to summon forth the Sea Monster Theseus. Basically just a level 5 tuner. Level 5 plus level 5. That's going to let us Synchro Summon into Baron de Fleur. So that's great. Now we've got that Omni Negate on deck. That's going to help against any sort of trap-based strategy in particular. So you'll love to see it. Then we're going to normal summon our Matrix. This is why you play 2 Matrix. I know not a lot of people even play Matrix to begin with. But Matrix makes Thunder Dragon Titan a lot more threatening. And having 2 copies of it means you basically can generate a lot more resources. Because now this copy of Matrix will search our deck for our other one. Which means we still have the card in hand, basically, for our following turn. And I guess we just Thunder Dragon Fusion. Do we? How many Thunder Dragons we got in the grave? We've got 3. 4 once we factor in. See, we should really have discarded 2 of this guy instead of just 1. That is what it is, though. We're going to use our Thunder Dragon Fusion. We're going to shuffle back Uno, Dos, and Tres. We're going to get 3 of our Thunder Dragons back to summon a Thunder Dragon Titan. Thunder Dragon Titan can protect itself from banishing any card in your graveyard, so it's a lot more versatile. We're also going to ditch one of our Thunder Dragons just to put another Thunder in grave to protect ourselves. We've got a Matrix, we've got Call by the Grave, we've got a decent amount of interruption here. This is a pretty okay hand. This is a pretty okay situation. Depending on what our opponent is playing, we could be having a really good time here. We don't really care about either of these effects. No, we don't want to be using those. Labyrinth, Labyrinth, Labyrinth. Is that actually what he's playing? I would imagine so. But then again, those sleeves are just really nice looking, so I guess he could be playing anything else. Let's see, he's got a little koi fish over here. That is a koi fish, isn't it? I could be wrong. Let's see. Our opponent's probably trying to work out what his play is, because trying to deal with the Floodgate of the Colossus by itself is already a pain. Usually you would be attempting to like bait out the negate from the Baron, you're trying to bait out the Titan's Pop, but trying to bait cards out when the amount of cards you can actually activate is so heavily limited, it becomes a bit of a problem. It does indeed. So our opponent's in a rough spot. They're in a very, very rough spot. They can't really Lightning Storm us either. They could Raigeki and all they would...
What the hell? What kind of game is this?
Alrighty then. Forget I said anything. I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. It took our opponent that long to just decide to lava golem. Alright, whatever. Whatever. On a Dragon Fusion. Oh my god. Fusion being in the graveyard. He is playing Labyrinth. Okay, so I guess we just pop the field spell. He's got the Eradicator, man. The Dimensional Barrier as well. This guy's... he's just nuts. He's just the best. Simply the best. Just open Lava Golem, obviously. That's toxic, I'm not gonna lie. We do have Thunder Dragon Fusion being in the graveyard is sort of like one card follow-up, because what will happen is you can infinitely loop this card with a Roar. So I'll activate its second effect, banish itself from the graveyard to add Thunder Dragon Roar from deck to hand, discard Roar to add the Fusion back to my hand, and then you Fusion summon basically from there. Doesn't have evenly matched as well, right? Okay, good. I was about to throw my computer out a window. Alright. Whatever. What is this guy doing? Is this can be face down cards as well, right? Destroy card in the field, yeah. Right, okay, so we can snipe a card. We're going to be getting rid of at least one of these cards, which is something. Hopefully, if he has like a compulsory evacuation device, we hit that. Compulsory evacuation device, bouncing back a lava golem, that's going to be kind of toxic. Okay, we hit the pot of duality, so that was bait. Crap. We hit the wrong card. Okay. He has the dimensional barrier. He has the D barrier. That's going to make life very difficult, because he can simply negate all our fusion monsters and prevent us from summoning more fusion monsters. So that does it stop only the activated effects of, or all of the effects? Negate the effects of all monsters of that type while they're on the field. Delightful. Okay, so it's a total negate then, so even our passive protection won't be in place. That's fine though. We're gonna go Thunder Dragon Roar. We're gonna activate Roar. Discard to... he's gonna have to do something right now, otherwise I get a pop. Right? Go for it. You know you want to. Okay, so now we get our Titan. Now he probably has to chain his D barrier to Titan, which is going to negate us, but it does mean that he's not possibly waiting until we just grab the fusion and then doing it that way. Because what he otherwise would have done is, as soon as we activate Thunder Dragon Fusion, is when he would have used the D barrier, preventing us from summoning it. So we needed him to sort of mess that up a little bit. That's fine. So Titan does get negated, which is okay. That does change up the plan slightly. Does it change up the plan actually at all? I don't know if it does. I don't think it does actually change things up at all. I think we... yeah, it does. I think we grab back a Matrix, right? Instead. Yeah, we grab back Matrix instead. Purely just follow up for next turn. That's all we care about. We're just following up for next turn. Can I declare an attack with Fusion Monster? I can. Okay, so I can still beat his ass with Titan. Okay, we're gonna swing. 37's gonna hurt. Followed by 3k? Okay, never mind. Whatever. Special summon a Labyrinth monster until the end of the turn. You cannot special summon monsters from your deck or extra deck except fiends. I might as well max see this, because we know we're playing against a rather slow strategy, so we know it's not going to be a ton of value to us. So we just need to get cards. We just need to get cards, put more Thunders in grave. I really want a Thunder Dragon Dark in hand, I'm not going to lie. I really want a Dark in hand, so that we can use it during our opponent's turn. Simply the best. He's going to add a Labyrinth card to his hands. He's probably going to add the field spell, I would imagine. The field spell's pretty nuts. I like the field spell. Or not. Okay, what do you do? Set a Labyrinth spell or trap in your deck. Okay. I'm still going to beat your ass. So that's fine. I mean, the only difference is 700 between whichever one we attack with, so it's not the biggest of deals, and now we have double pop on our opponent's turn. We'll drop the 3k on our opponent from the Lava Golem. Then we're going to tribute the Lava Golem to set our Thunder Dragon. The reason we're doing that is we don't want him to like compulsory evacuation device, send it back to his own hand, so then he can tribute 2 more of our monsters. We don't want him doing that. So that's fine. We got the Call by the Grave, we got double pop in hand. Oh, you can use this during my turn? Interesting. See, I don't think so. That's going to be a hard pass for me, Chief. I do not think so. So you have 2 cards and I have 2 pops. Let's see how your trap-based strategy survives the Titan. Yeah, that was rough. Should have just went for the field spell. But then again, we just popped the field spell as well. So, like, what's he going to do? His options are rather limited. So, he knows we have the... Oh my god, he's just the best. He's just going to draw 2 more cards. Don't you dare. Don't you dare Lava Golem me. Don't you dare. Okay, set 1, set 2. Set 3, okay, so our opponent has 1 usable card, right? End phase, we're gonna get popping. Right. So whatever cards we hit here, our opponent has to hope we hit all except the most impactful. So we're gonna discard Dark as well. We'll just do it all in one chain. We might as well. Going up to chain link 4. Let's see it. What do we win? Trap Trick, that's a good hit. Oh, Dogmatic Punishment. That's actually not the greatest hit, because what's he gonna destroy, you know? He can't destroy our Titan because of its effect, so Dogmatic Punishment maybe wasn't the best hit. He's got another Trap Trick, though. He's simply the best. He is fighting his little heart out. He's trying so hard to beat us. What's he gonna grab? What good trap cards does he have left? What did he banish? Compulsory? Okay, so he's gonna bounce one of our monsters. Right? So he can bounce one. Gonna flip up our Thunder Dragon. We're gonna summon the Aloof Lupine, because it doesn't matter. Like, he's gonna bounce our Titan, and then what? Gonna banish the Dark from hand. And then the Roar from deck. Going to trigger... you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have banished the Roar, actually. Now that I think about it. Do we have another Roar in deck? We don't. We do not, unfortunately. I might have messed that up a little bit. Yeah, just a little. Okay, that's fine. So we're going to summon Matrix here. Why not? Thunder Dragon Dark is going to grab Hawk. That's grand. Okay. Then I activate Thunder Dragon Hawk's effect. We activate our Titan's effect that forces him to use his compulsory evacuation device right now. That's fine. You bounce away, Chief. You do you. We knew it was coming. Can't he reset the Labyrinth card after that? But, like, does it even matter? I don't think it does. I don't think it even matters. Not even slightly. We're going to go Roar back to field, simply because it's big. That's it. We're just planning, like, this is the phase. We have to inflict 5,000 damage. We're simply going to beat his ass. And that's the game. Yeah, the Titan is simply too much for all of these slow trap-based strategies. The Titan is just too much. Too much to contend with. And, like, you know, the Baron, I know the Baron and the Colossus got took out right away. But, like, look at the power behind that board. Like, and how strong that board was. Or how many interruptions we played through. How many cards we popped. That was nuts. So, again, very good showing against what is another really good deck. Well, let's get into number 3. Alright. Based off how long those last 2 games were, this is probably going to be the last one. depending on how sort of quick it is. If we just get an insta-scoop, we'll probably go into the next. I'm surprised we haven't been getting insta-scoops, because like literally leading up to this recording, it's just been scoop after scoop. Is this hand good? Yeah, it's pretty good. This hand is solid. We can do a lot of stuff with this hand. Zombie World. Ooh. Okay. That's rough. Actually, that Zombie World is quite a big counter to this deck. Reason being, your Colossus can't protect itself because you don't have any Thunders in grave. That's not. I'm pretty sure, or is it Thunder Monsters or is it Thunder Dragons? I might be wrong. I might be stupid. Banish a Thunder Monster from your graveyard. Yeah, so we can't actually even protect our Colossus. He's got that Banish and Negate on deck. He's got a set card. I can only imagine this is Rivalry of Warlords. If it is, he's simply the best. Oh my god. Infinite Impermanence. This was a good top deck. What is this card? Oh, he's got that Max C. Ah. See, we don't care about that. Do I run Max C in this deck? Please tell me I do. I do. Thank God. I don't run Max C all the time now because you see the type of opponents we're playing against. Everything is super slow. I don't always run it anymore. But yeah, no, we're going to negate the Max C. We're going to negate the Ballard Rock. Hopefully this isn't Rivalry. If that's Rivalry, I simply have to surrender. Well, that's not true. I can probably think of a way around it. That's fine. We're going to drop the Thunder Dragon. He's going to call by the Grievous. Interesting. Interesting. He really did not want us going for that Thunder Dragon play, I guess. That's fine. That lifts a lot of my concerns and worries. That is really good for me. Okay, so we're going to go for Thunder Dragon Hawk now. We're going to ditch it for our... Can I even summon this guy? I don't think I can even summon Colossus. I can't. It has to be a Thunder Monster. Oh my god. So we need to get rid of that field spell. Man, this is where the Phoenix would come in handy, but we dropped it for a stupid freaking bouncer. Man. Okay, we're just gonna have to go balls deep. We're just gonna have to see what we can do, try what we can, do everything we can, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Sucks to suck. That's simple as that. What can we do? What can we do? I can't even win the Striker Dragon. Oh my god. We still have Unicorn, right? Yeah, we still have Unicorn. So I'm gonna go Masquerade. Or not Masquerade, Masquerina. Then we're gonna trigger our White Dragon Wyver Burster to search our deck for the Black Dragon. Yeah, he can still activate this, it just won't do anything. I'm hoping that's what that delay was. We're gonna banish the White Dragon from the graveyard to summon the Black Dragon. Then we're going to use Chaos Space. Return the White Dragon back to deck to draw an extra card. Veiler, okay, Veiler's not the worst thing in the world actually. We're going to... I mean, it doesn't really matter what we drew because we just needed it to discard. And then we're going to basically summon Unicorn. Discard one, spin the Zombie World. Then we're going to destroy the Ballard Rock by battle. Okay, so Zombie World is not gone. We're going to add the White Dragon back to hand. Just, again, to have an extra card in hand. I would really wish they could resolve, this could resolve before our discard cost. I would have loved to discard this as cost to keep the Veiler, but, you know, such is life. What are you going to do about it? We're going to beat this Ballard Rock's ass. Okay. So as long as our opponent doesn't draw into a way to get Zombie World, which is only 70% of his deck, then we should be fine. If he just raw draws Zombie World, I'm gonna... there you go. Quick and easy. That is an easy one. That would have been easier if we had Phoenix in the deck, so I'm probably gonna slide him back in. But yeah, nice easy games. We're gonna do one more. That was nice and quick. Alright, let's see if we can just 4-0 the Diamond 5 tier. We lose a coin toss, that's fine. Our deck is very versatile, we don't really mind going first or second. We can manage both. Like I said earlier on, the gameplay does vary quite considerably depending on if you're going first or second. He's playing a big deck. What is that? Okay, it's not that bad. It's like 50 cards. Okay, 50 cards isn't too terrible. That's fine. It means it's probably not a grass strategy. Scar Claws. Interesting. Interesting. He's probably just going to link off into that freaking Funko Pop. Yeah, the Lightheart. Link summon extra monster zone, add primitive planet. And you know what? I would rather you didn't. I'm not too experienced against Scar Claws. I was going to build them myself, but then they have like 700 URs. I'm like, that's not for me, Chief. I don't have pockets deep enough for that. We're going to negate the Lightheart. Just because, I mean, this Reichphobia seems pretty strong. Not that it matters, apparently. He's got the Arrival already. Gonna bring back the Acro. So what, Link 2, I guess? Yep, Link 2 off into Verte Anaconda. Well, that's real original. That is real original. Fusion Destiny? Yes. Love to see it. Honestly, love to see it. What are you gonna do? Pop us? You gonna destroy our indestructible monsters? Go for it. Let's see how well that works out for you. Oof. What? Excuse you? Why would you do this now? Why wouldn't you open with this? You can't summon your token. Why wouldn't you open with this? Okay. Well, I'm just going to assume that our opponent is stupid. I think that's a fair assumption to make. I feel like I'm being totally reasonable in saying that, you know, maybe this guy is just a little bit not there. Ooh, 2 face downs though. Rough. Okay. Oh, that's a good card to draw. So it is, because we can summon the Aloof Lupine. Now, Aloof Lupine banishes from hand as cost, so even if he has, it will actually be ideal. You love it when your opponent goes to Imperm or Velo this or anything like that whenever you have a Roar or a Dark in hand, because the one you're banishing from hand is the effective one. So we've banished the Roar from hand here. It would be nice if he negated this somehow, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Just because it wouldn't matter. You know, you'd just be getting rid of an interruption completely for free. Do we banish the Dark? Probably not, right? We probably banish Matrix, and then we summon Dark off of Roar. Yeah. We'll do that. And it also means we can sort of chain block our Roar without needing to chain block it with a powerful effect. Like the Matrix Search Matrix isn't all that powerful. We don't really care too much about it. So if he did have like an Ash Blossom or something like that, he either would have otherwise negated Dark or Roar, both of which are very powerful effects. You don't really want them doing that. We're going to grab our Dark. That's fine. Okay. We can go into Union Carrier here. We probably want to do that just to scare him into using his DPE. Okay, so we go Union Carrier. That's going to trigger our Dark to search our deck for Hawk. Called by the Grave. Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's rough. Okay. I see you. That's bad. That's really bad. Huh. What do we do about that? Well, we probably go Thunder Dragon Fusion, right? We can at least summon out Titan. We're going to bounce all 3 of these guys back. We're not going to be able to, I mean, unless we banish 2 to summon the Duel, but we don't really want to do that because otherwise then we wouldn't be able to protect Titan. You need to have at least 2 cards in graveyard to protect Titan. So honestly, I'm just going to use the Union Carrier to equip onto Titan a light monster just to boost its attack points up. And it basically means that if this card gets destroyed, the card that gets equipped on, it means we get additional value out of it later in the game. So that's fine. We're not able to do the Buster Lock here, and again, even if we were, it would probably just get popped. Interesting choice there, Chief. Interesting choice. So he's going to pop itself and pop what? Union Carrier? Titan? Maybe he's going to try and pop Titan. I don't know, Chief. You do you. Let's see how well this works out for you. It doesn't really matter. Now that we've activated Union Carrier, it doesn't matter if it gets destroyed. Yeah, I don't really know where you were going with that one, Chief. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Banish 2 from Grave. Equip on with Union Carrier. Gonna equip on... might as well equip... Yeah, we'll equip a Dark. We'll equip Dark. Just because if it gets destroyed, like I said, we're gonna get additional value out of it. That's fine. Okay, so we've got Dark. We've got Titan equipped with Dark. That just gives it a bunch of extra attack points, really. Okay, we're gonna take out the Verte Anaconda with our Union Carrier. That's fine. See, summoning the Duel would have been a bad idea, because we wouldn't have been able to protect Titan. So no, it would simply have been a bad play. Okay, so depending on what our opponent does here, right? They go standby phase. They're gonna DPE, of course. They don't really have any good targets for DPE, because, like, again, we only have one card in our graveyard at the moment for Titan. Yeah, but the moment he activates this, we chain Titan. Sorry, we chain Matrix. Oof. That's not good. Okay, that's fine. We let that go. For now. So he has the token. Man, I really don't want to use Titan's effect before he uses DPE. Because if he knows how to stop the Titan, then that's going to be a problem. Okay, we're going to use Matrix. Again, I don't think we have a choice. We need to be able to stop this. He might chain DPE here. But he might not. He might not know how it works. Not a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people just don't know how Titan works. We saw it in the previous game, and we're seeing it in this game as well. Let's get popping. You'll love to see it. Oh, he's got the Imperm. Never mind. Never mind. He knows exactly what he's doing. That's a problem. Oof. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. That's a problem. Dracobat goes to the grave. Yeah, of course. That's a problem. So now, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna bounce Titan? That's fine. There's no difference between him doing that and him hitting it with DPE. Okay, so we're going to use the Dark, which is still affected by Call by the Grave. Oh no. Guess who didn't think that one through? Me. This went from being a really good position to being a really bad position very quickly. Very quickly. Holy crap. Gonna Baron de Fleur, 25, 3k, 20... Yeah, he's gonna be 500 off lethal. It's gonna be 25, 2000, 45, 7500 damage. Yeah, if he goes Baron, he doesn't have lethal, but he does have an Omni Negate and a pop whenever he wants with DPE. Yikes. This is a rough one. I mean, we're just gonna have to... well, okay. He's not gonna Baron pop Union Carrier. I guess that gives us an extra 600 life points. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm just gonna swing directly. That's fine. So we've got 1100 life points. Again, it's not any different than if he had to use Baron to pop it and then swing. So let's just draw. That's why I don't like Max C, among other reasons. Okay. 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 We have options. We do have options. Okay, so we're going to Thunder Dragon Duel. Right, we're going to banish Matrix. We're going to banish Dark. Do we have a Matrix to search for? We do, thank God. Otherwise, this play wouldn't have worked. Okay, so we're going to summon Duel. We're going to activate Dark, and we're going to chain to that Matrix. Right, so that means he can't Baron negate it. So he can Baron negate the Matrix. If he does, he's an idiot. And that suits us just fine. Awesome. Okay. Matrix add to hand. Perfect. And then Dark add to hand again. We're going to grab the Hawk. Hawk? Maybe? Yeah, Hawk. Hawk. Yes, Hawk. Okay, then we're going to activate... No, then we're going to activate Hawk, because I want him to negate this. I really want him to Baron negate. I really need him to do that. Okay, Baron negate. Perfect. That's fine. That's sort of what we were expecting. So that's fine. We have 3 cards in Grave. We don't have enough cards to very effectively... If he was smart, he would also DPE here. Okay, he doesn't. Oh wait, why can't I Colossus? Oh, does that not count as being discarded? No? Alright, well, whatever. I guess we're going to Thunder Dragon Fusion. Now, again, it doesn't make a difference. We're going to Fusion. We're going to grab Roar to hand. That's fine. This is a rough one. This is tough. Then we're going to activate Roar. Roar's going to discard and add Thunder Dragon Fusion to hand. Okay, that's perfect. Now we have discarded a monster, which means Duo gets an attack boost, I guess. Do we keep it around for the attack boost? I don't think that's worth it. No, I think we need Colossus for its protection. I think we need Colossus. And we need to do it now so that he doesn't get any ideas. So now we have Colossus on the field. Colossus can't be popped by DPE. We have a couple of cards in Grave to protect it. That's fine. We have enough Banished Thunders, barring one, to use our Thunder Dragon Fusion. Okay. We're going to fuse back our Dark, Matrix, and Duel. Hawk? Hawk. To summon out Titan. Titan gives us options. It means we can use our Matrix to pop a card, first of all. Next turn. We can't do it this turn because we used its hover effect. We're going to force him to use his DPE now. We're going to force him to DPE. Because he either uses it now or doesn't use it at all. Okay, he's going to choose not to use it. That's fine. That makes total sense. That's the correct play. DP is going to come back. That's fine. We're going to just get some damage over... Oh, wait, hang on. Could we have attacked that for game? Hang on, am I stupid? Could we have attacked that for game? How many life points did he have? Hang on, wait. 300. He had 1300. Oh, we would have been 100. Oh, we could have just attacked this for game. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, we could have just attacked the token for game. I didn't realize how low his life points were. Oh my god. Right. Toggle on. We're going to max C in the draw phase. He drew something he can use. Because he can't use DP or Baron yet. Which means that he drew like max C as well. Oh no, Dasher. Okay. Dasher's going to let him summon. No, there's no way. That's fine. We're going to max C. We're going to Maximus C. I think we're going to Matrix as well. Because we can't let him activate this card here. This is the only card on his field that outs us. And he scoops. Like, that's it. Like, without that token, he has no way of getting past our Thunder Dragons. And we were going to draw at least 2 cards off of our max C. Because he was going to summon Visas Frost, and then he was going to summon his DP from the graveyard. So we were going to draw 2 off of that. He wasn't able to search his deck for cards. He didn't have a token to bounce us. He wasn't able to destroy us thanks to our Thunder Dragons protecting themselves. That makes that a clean 4-0, I believe. I think that was game number 4. And that ranks us up, I do believe. Yeah. Very, very easy. This deck eats up the rank ladder. Honestly, it's pretty nuts. I'm in love with this deck. Let's get into the deck profile. Alright, so that was a very solid demonstration of what the deck does. It's very powerful, it's very consistent, it works in a whole myriad of ways. It's not impossible for the deck to brick, of course. You know, you're playing a lot of level 5 or higher monsters. On occasion, you're going to draw a hand of cards you can't really play. You know, you've got some Garnets, got a lot of level 5s. You've got some cards that if you draw too many of them, they're not that great. So it's not like invincible. I don't want you to look at, again, I say that we just went on like an easy, effortless 4-win streak through Diamond. Just again, and that's not counting like the 5 wins. I think it's 4 or 5 wins in a row from before that. So like that's like an 8 or 9 win streak. Let me bring up the actual logs. That's through like Platinum into Diamond, and then let me see. Yeah, this deck's pretty nuts. It really is. So having a look at the deck profile, it's really simple. We're going to cut the fluff from the deck first of all, so we are. I'm going to bring it back up. We're going to remove the hand traps and everything so we can actually see how it works. We've got the double Veiler, we've got the double Maxi, double Ash Blossom, we've got the double Cult of the Grave, Crossout Designator, and double Infinite Permanence. So you've got 11 spots there to do whatever you want with. Go nuts. We play that lineup because primarily we're playing the cards we're playing, so we have plenty of cross-out targets. We do want to have a lot of cross-out targets. We know it's only it's limited to 1, and rightfully so. It's very powerful. It really is. But yeah, we want to be able to stop our opponent from interrupting us more so than we want to be actively interrupting them, because we're already putting up significant sort of floodgates as well as interruptions through our own monsters. So we're playing 11 spots there. You do whatever you want with them. Go nuts. Now, we're going to go through this card for card. This is pretty much the one and only Garnet in the deck. Basically, you need this to set up your Buster Lock combo. So if this card is a face-up equip spell, so long as it's face-up in the spell or trap card zone, your opponent cannot use their extra deck at all. And how you're going to do that is Union Carrier and your Colossus, which we'll get to in a moment. We didn't actually use this during the gameplay. You don't always need to use it, but it's a very powerful thing to have access to. We're playing the Double Matrix. Double Matrix, you saw in the gameplay, Matrix won us games. They were putting us in very strong positions. It doesn't do a lot by itself. You might, honestly, I probably am going to run Linkuriboh over Cerberus, purely so that you can normal summon the Matrix, link off into Linkuriboh, and then draw another Matrix to your hand. So basically the way this card works and the way all of the Thunder Dragons work, apart from the original, is they have an effect that activates when you discard them, and they have an effect that activates when they are sent from the field to the graveyard or banished. Matrix on discard boosts up one of your Thunder monsters by 500 attack. Really simple. And when banished from the graveyard or sent from field to graveyard, it will add another Thunder Dragon Matrix from your deck to your hand. Very simple card, is amazing ammunition with our Titan. Really, really good. It puts your Colossus just up over 3k as well, which makes it that much harder to get rid of. So yeah, Matrix, not a lot of people give it the credit it deserves. It is a really good card. We've got the twin Chaos Dragons that we're using with Chaos Space. Basically, you'll banish a light or dark monster from the graveyard to summon the opposing attribute. So you banish a dark for the white dragon and a light for the black dragon. And whenever one's sent to the graveyard, you search for the other. So these guys are like a twin package. You're using them with Chaos Space, which will allow you to search for one of them and then start your whole combo chain. They're a very easy way of summoning out your Union Carrier on top of your other plays, and they work very well alongside Chaos Space, and Chaos Space will also work supremely well alongside all of your Thunder Dragons who love to be banished. So being able to use these guys to banish Thunder Dragons from your graveyard and being able to search them off of Chaos Space and everything like that, very, very powerful. So definitely playing one of each. You can step this guy up. I think if you were going to increase it, you would definitely play more of the White Dragon Wyver Burster, but I'm very content with one of each. You don't really want to be seeing them without Chaos Space. Aloof Lupine. So Aloof Lupine is like the best starter card in the deck. Basically, when it's normal summoned, you banish a monster in your hand as cost, and then as effect, you banish another monster of the same type from the deck. So if you banish a Thunder from hand, you'll banish a Thunder from deck, and of course that triggers their effects. What's really good about this guy is because he banishes from hand as cost, if you have a Roar or a Dark in your hand whenever you summon him, you're going to banish one of these to his cost, which are your main ones you want to banish anyway, which means that if they do effect, Veiler, Imperm, whatever, this card, it doesn't matter. You don't need to banish the cards from deck if you already have one of these two in hand, because they're the main ones anyway. So he does sort of bait interruptions a good bit, and he does allow the consistency of the deck to dramatically rise. All you need is another Thunder monster in hand, and this guy will be able to banish from your deck the Roar or the Dark, depending on whichever one you need at the time. We've got 3 of the original Thunder Dragons. This card is really good. It provides you with a double pop off of Titan. It will mill out your deck, removing an additional 2 copies of itself from the deck as to the hand. It beats Ash Blossom, it beats Call by the Grave. It is generally just pretty good, and it also makes your Colossus summoning condition live. Literally all this card does is discard to add up to 2 copies of itself from the deck. But there's a whole myriad of benefits to that. Honestly, again, just taking 2 cards out of your deck is great. Putting 2 extra Thunder monsters in your graveyard is great. Having extra light materials in your graveyard for banishment is great. So there's so many things about this card that are just fantastic in like a pure Thunder Dragon version that you would definitely be playing 3 of it, 100% of the time. Getting into the first of what you would call the big 3. So these are the big 3 Thunder Dragon monsters: the Dark, the Hawk, and the Roar. So Thunder Dragon Dark, 2 effects. One, when discarded, you simply add another Thunder Dragon Dark from deck to hand. That effect in and of itself is very weak. It doesn't do much, but it is a quick effect, which means you can use it on your opponent's turn, meaning it's an additional bullet essentially for your Titan. It's just extra ammo for your Titan, which does make that effect very good. Its second effect then is the main reason you want to use it. Whenever it's sent from field to graveyard, or if it is banished, you will search your deck for any Thunder Dragon card. So you're doing that through a whole myriad of ways, through banishing it off of Allure, banishing it off of your Chaos Dragons, which you search for off of Chaos Space, and you're going to banish it off of Gold Sark, banish it off Lupine, all of that, or you're going to send it from field to graveyard after it's been summoned by Roar or summoned by Hawk, things like that, but we're going to get to those in a moment. Basically, you want to be banishing this card to be searching your deck for more Thunder Dragon cards. Very straightforward, but really, really powerful. Hawk, limited to 1, is basically a Monster Reborn, so its discard effect is that you will summon a Thunder Dragon from your graveyard or your banish pile. So that's honestly really strong. It does have the second effect, where if it's sent from field to graveyard or banished, you get to mulligan your hand basically, which, is decent. It comes up on occasion, but its main effect is definitely the Monster Reborn effect. So 100% of the time, this guy's amazing. He's usually what you're searching off of Dark, unless you've already got it. Thunder Dragon Roar is arguably the best of the 3, but he's also arguably the worst. Honestly, he's pretty interesting. So you can discard him to add back to your hand one of your Thunder Dragon cards that are banished or in your graveyard. Typically, you're going to be doing that to... honestly, they all have their purposes, but it mainly combos with Thunder Dragon Fusion, because basically these 2 can start an infinite loop of searching for one another. You activate Fusion. While this card's in the graveyard, you can banish it to search your deck for a Thunder monster. You search Roar, discard, add Thunder Dragon Fusion back to hand. Fusion shuffles back the Roar into the deck to Fusion Summon, and it just starts an infinite loop of Fusion Summoning. That's why we only play 1 copy of this. A lot of people play it at 2. Go nuts, you want to play it at 2, be my guest. I just don't want to brick on it as often. I would rather search for this card off of Dark rather than open it. So its discard effect is useful, but its primary effect is definitely its banishment effect, or when it's sent from field to graveyard, you will summon from your deck a Thunder Dragon monster in defense. Almost always you'll be summoning the Dark if you've already used Dark. Sometimes you'll summon Matrix, but it is almost always the Dark, so that you can use Dark in some sort of Link Summon or Synchro Summon, sending it to the graveyard to trigger Dark's effect to search your deck, blah blah blah. Starts a whole combo. So usually the Roar is setting up your Dark. And our last of the Thunder Dragons is Thunder Dragon Duel. This is essentially a versatile beater for the deck. So it's 2800 attack. It can boost its attack points up to 3100 using its own effect, which is a very good number. That puts it above many of the beat sticks in the meta. You can summon it by banishing a Light and Dark and Grave. Normally, you would look at that and think okay, that's going to trigger your Thunder Dragons. Yes, but that's usually not why you're using it. So it can technically be used for that, but that's not normally why you're using it. You're normally using it when you're going for lethal, or if you're trying to beat your opponent's ass in a simplified game state. So the boosting of its attack points is great. If it destroys a monster by battle, you banish a card in the graveyard to search your deck for a Thunder monster, which is great. During your opponent's end phase, you take a banished card and put it on top of your deck or at the bottom of your deck, so it helps you recycle your banished cards, which is great. Being able to infinitely draw into and use an Allure of Darkness that has been banished is insane. So yeah, Duel definitely has a lot of play, and the reason we're playing him at 1 is not only is he searchable off of Thunder Dragon Dark, he's also searchable off of Chaos Space. So you only need one copy of it, and you don't really want to be hard drawing into it, you definitely want to be searching for it. But it is definitely a card I would be playing in the deck 100,000%. Getting into the spell cards, Gold Sark, 1 card combo, banish any of your Thunder Dragons from deck, you're going to banish the Dark, you're going to banish the Roar, and you're going to get your plays started. Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion, I'm going to cover these cards together because they do the exact same thing. They're summoning out either your Kaminari Attack or your Sea Monster Theseus. And now, which one you summon depends on the situation. Sea Monster Theseus is a level 5 tuner, so basically you want to summon this when you have a Thunder Dragon Dark on your field. You use your Thunder Dragon Dark and your Theseus to synchro summon into Baron de Fleur, and then using, once your Dark is sent to the graveyard, it triggers its effect, and then you just combo off from there. So not only do you get your core combo, you also now have Baron de Fleur. It also allows you to synchro summon with one of your level 4s to go into Shen Shen, which is occasionally very, very useful. It doesn't come up very often, but sometimes it does, because these level 4s are sort of dead if you just have them on the field. If you get interrupted, or if you get max seed or anything like that, and you don't want to go too nuts, then Shen Shen usually isn't a terrible play. So again, just bear that in mind. Kaminari Attack is a card you're going to be using to summon Titan. So Kaminari Attack, you can banish this card and another Thunder monster in your hand, like the Roar or the Dark if you want to trigger their effects, to fusion summon out the Thunder Dragon Titan. So that basically means Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion are a 1-card Titan, or help facilitate your synchro summons. So they are really powerful. You could play more of this if you had it. I don't think I would play more of it. I think these ratios are fine. But yes, very powerful cards. Allure of Darkness, anyone with a brain can see why we're using Allure of Darkness. Draw 2 cards and then banish a Dark monster from your hand. Opening Allure of Darkness and either Dark or Roar is like the best feeling in the world. That's so much advantage. You're basically getting 3 cards to your hand completely for free. It is nuts. Thunder Dragon Fusion, really powerful fusion spell, and it helps you counter a lot of the big matchups at the minute, like Runic, because it shuffles into the deck from the banish pile or the graveyard, or the field as well, but mainly the banish pile and graveyard. And allows you to fusion summon. You're almost always going to use this to summon out your Titan. Occasionally you will summon Colossus with it, but the useful part of this is it normally allows you to recycle your Colossus by shuffling this back into your extra deck to fusion summon out the Titan. So this is a very useful tool at recycling your Colossus, as well as just putting your big bad beater on the board. It also, again, the second effect that combos with Roar we already talked about. Banish it from grave to search your deck for a Thunder monster, so that of course comes up an awful lot as well. Very powerful card. You can play this at 2 if you want. Many people do. I don't think 2 is necessary, and like I said before, you really want to be minimizing the amount of unplayable cards you have available to you, because you already naturally, through the nature of the deck, possess quite a lot. Like Roar, Dark, cards like these are really, really broken powerful cards if you have something to pair them with. If you have Lupine, if you have Chaos Space, if you have Allure, they are busted. If you don't have any of those cards, then they're just level 5 and 6 monsters and they don't do an awful lot. So it really does sort of depend. You really need to be having a lot to back them up. Chaos Space we sort of briefly covered. Send a light or dark monster from your hand to the graveyard to search for the opposite Chaos Dragon or Thunder Dragon duo if you are so persuaded. But basically you search for a Chaos Dragon. This combos really well with your Dark and Roar because you discard the Dark or the Roar. Search for the Wyverburster. Wyverburster banishes the Thunder Dragon from grave to summon itself, and then you start your whole Thunder Dragon plays. So this card plus either Dark or Roar is yet again another sort of instant combo setup, which is great. And we've already talked about Early Fusion, so that's the main deck. The main deck is pretty straightforward. Like I said, it is usually just how can I turbo banish Dark or Roar, and how can I set up the most cards to pop with Titan? How can I set up my Union Carrier? It's really straightforward. It really is. I make it sound complicated. I probably make it sound complicated, but the objective of many of these cards is how can I banish my Roar or Dark, or how can I send it from the field to the graveyard? That's the objective. That's it. And why is that your objective? Well, we're going to talk about it when it comes to our big bad fusion monsters. We've already talked about the first two. They're just there as instant ready fusion targets. Thunder Dragon Colossus can basically be special summoned to your field by tributing any Thunder monster on your field, so long as you have activated the effect of a Thunder monster in hand that turn that resulted in it being discarded. So the moment you activate any of these guys' discard effects, you can summon Colossus. So normally what you want to be doing, the reason you're trying to turbo banish Dark, is once Dark is banished, it will search Hawk. Hawk discard to resummon Dark, well now you've discarded a Thunder monster. So you can tribute the Dark you just summoned to bring a Colossus. So it's like a one card Colossus, and then you have the rest of your hand to play around and build upon this. So that's why you're trying to turbo banish Dark, basically. Titan is another very powerful card, again summoned off of Thunder Dragon Fusion, summoned off of your instant ready fusion. It will allow you to, whenever you activate the effect of a Thunder monster in hand, you will pop a card on the field non-targeting. Really, really powerful. You saw this card was basically the win con in like 2 or 3 out of 4 of those games. Thunder Dragon Titan's amazing, especially in a meta filled with back row, filled with cards that banish, filled with cards that try to control. You cannot control the Titan, it will beat your ass. And the two things these two cards have in common is they can protect themselves from destruction. Titan can protect itself from effect destruction by banishing any 2 cards from your graveyard. That includes generic spell cards. It doesn't have to be a Thunder monster, it's just any card. So Titan can protect itself quite handily. It cannot protect itself from battle destruction, but Colossus can. It also can't be destroyed by battle, but you have to banish a Thunder monster from your graveyard to protect the Colossus. So these 2 monsters are also very difficult to remove once they've made their way onto the field. Shen Shen is basically a fallback target for your instant ready fusions. If you have like a dead level 4 in your field and the ability to use instant or ready fusion to bring out Theseus, it's just an extra monster. On occasion, you can also use your Buster, your Dragon Buster Destruction Sword and Duo as synchro material for it. Like if you're really desperate or if you see an obvious win con, you can also do that. That's not something you're going to do very often, but it is something to bear in mind. Baron de Fleur, easily summoned off of your instant ready fusion. You just pair this with your Dark, instant level 10 synchro. There's your Baron de Fleur. This can be any level 10 synchro of your choosing. I think this one is the best of them, but there's also Qing Ying. That's pretty much it. But if you want to play other synchros, be my guest. Linkuriboh, again, we just added this card in. I just never ever use Cerberus or Phoenix. Phoenix does have its applications though, like in the Zombie World matchup. If we had this card, we would have been a little bit better off. We still won, but it would have been a bit easier on us. So Linkuriboh, we replaced this with the Cerberus so that whenever we normal summon Matrix, it basically just gives us an additional little layer of protection, and it allows us to trigger the Matrix to search our deck for another Matrix. So that's pretty much it. Striker Dragon for your Chaos Dragon combos. Summon one of your Chaos Dragons, link off in a Striker Dragon. That triggers its effect to search for the other one from the deck, and then you just summon it off basically. That means that either one of your Chaos Dragons become an instant Union Carrier. So Striker Dragon's pretty important. Phoenix, generic, link, pop a spell or trap. IP Masquerena, generic, link summon during your opponent's turn. Union Carrier, you're going to use this card for a myriad of purposes. Number one, of course, is the Buster Lock that everyone knows and loves. Setting this card up, equipping it to your Colossus, meaning your opponent cannot search their deck for cards and cannot use their extra deck. I actually don't even think I talked about the Colossus's effect because everyone knows it so well, but so long as this card is face up, your opponent can't add cards from their deck to the hand except by drawing, so they cannot search their deck for cards, which is nuts. So Union Carrier, Buster Locking, and Colossus Locking your opponent is pretty busted. You can also use it to just boost up the attack points of your monsters by 1000 by equipping on some of your Thunder monsters from your deck, and then their effects will proc if they're ever sent to the graveyard, and we did utilize that somewhat poorly in the gameplay, but you sort of saw the basic idea. Bird Anaconda is just a fallback generic link to be using your fusion from deck. You'll not use this card very often. Unicorn, generic link, spin one back to deck, and Access Code, generic link, pump a bunch of cards and OTK. So these cards are all fairly generic, apart from Union Carrier, Striker Dragon. Those are the only 2 that are actually mandatory. The rest of them are fairly just, play whatever you want, basically. But yes, that's the deck. This deck, again, you saw it in the gameplay, is tons of fun. Really, really powerful. We're going to throw our hand traps and everything back in here, just so you can see the full deck again. This deck is a ton of fun. It is completely sort of anti-meta at the moment. It is performing really, really well against many of the decks that we're seeing. It does have its weaknesses, and it is not always 100% consistent, so it's not perfect, it's not top tier. but it is a lot better than people give it credit for, and there's a whole bunch of different ways of playing it. You want to play the Invoker, throw the Invoker in. You want to play Branded Despia with Thunder Dragons, throw Branded Despia in. There's no limit to the number of different ways you can play this deck, so long as you're playing a deck that relies upon Dark Monsters, Light Monsters, Chaos, Banishment, anything like that, you can generally play Thunder Dragons in it. But I've been rambling here for long enough. This deck profile is over 20 minutes long, plus the gameplay. This video is probably over an hour long already. So if you like what you were seeing and you want to see more, subscribe. Why not? You know, if you've watched this far into the video, you might as well. And like the video and comment what you think about the deck and what you would like to do with it going forward. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.